welcome to another episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Bro Flying.
T-Buggy, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, sir. We back. We live, fellas. Another episode of Gas Sports for the Culture. A little late, so sorry for the wait, but we here. We got some good topics, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that's popping on your timelines and your social media and your break room talk. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce myself, T Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Wash your hands, wash your ass. Y'all know what it is with me. You've seen this show. Stay safe. They got every variant of the virus going on out there, so please stay safe. But top left, introduce yourself.
At Bryce XXV Double I, aka Mr. Big Leaguer. Hey man, good show tonight for y'all. Hey, you know what? If y'all want something, you know, y'all got something y'all want to hear us talk about, you know, go ahead and throw it in the comment section. We willing to do a couple audibles tonight if y'all give us something juicy, something
little hot route,
something juicy.
Omaha.
You know what I'm saying? Give us something good. We might just hit an audible tonight. We got some good topics for y'all. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do. Top right. Let's go.
It's your boy D-Melo Ragu, and ladies and gentlemen in America, this glass represents the tears of all Washington football teams after that loss from Dallas. That big, we're not gonna lose. We're gonna sweep them from here on out. Well, let's quench our thirst, ladies and gentlemen. It's satisfying. Look at these tears, sweet tears of misery.
Oh man. Well, I can't say nothing else but give it to a Washington guy that might have had some tears at bottom left.
Hey man, you know who it is, man. It's your boy Young Rome 22. All the loyal listeners, followers already know. Everybody that's first time listener, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. G, as for you, man, look, you see us Washington fans, me and Bryce, we here. We ready to talk about it. We ain't got no bags over our head. We're not like the Giants fans where we got to go run and hide, go to ownership and tell them, I can't win with either one of these quarterbacks. We need to draft somebody. Like, get out of here with this crap, man, with the Giants. Anyway, Washington is still in a great position, but I'll save all that for later in the show, man. I'll let T do his hosting thing, man. Let's get into it.
All right, man, let's jump straight into it to some current live action tonight. NBA, Steph Curry surpassed Reggie Miller's career three-pointers made mark. Ray Allen, I said Reggie Miller, didn't I? Ray Allen's career three-point mark. Ray Allen had the record of 297 three-pointers made in his career, which is a boatload of threes. If you watch Ray Allen play, you know that guy can shoot it. Steph passed him in 500 games fewer. So my question to you guys is, does that make Steph Curry the greatest shooter of all time? Bryce, what's your thoughts on Steph surpassing Ray Allen?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes him the greatest shooter of all time. I guess he was the greatest shooter of all time before the record. Probably been the best shooter of all time for the past 2 years, honestly. I mean, I got to be honest, bro. I'm not a Steph Curry hater, I wouldn't say. But, you know, I'm not the biggest fan. But he's won me over. He's won me over, man, I'll say in the last year and a half. Especially after last season, the way he was balling out, all that they didn't have the record they wanted. The way he was balling last year with nobody around him, he was going crazy. Steph definitely the best shooter of all time. I'm trying to think who I would even really put up there with him. It's tough to really Ray Allen was a hell of a shooter. I don't think he was up there with Steph though.
Larry Bird,
Reggie Miller, Larry Bird. Maybe if they was in a different era, because you know the 3-point line wasn't as coveted as it was now. Then you know what I mean. Like if they were shooting 10 threes a night, they might already had that record. Who knows? But the way Steph Curry is just unconscious with three ball, you gotta say he's the best 3-point shooter of all time. Shooter, I don't know, because I feel like mid range matters too, but. Most definitely the best 3-point shooter of all time. He's a three god, man. Just look at the banner. He's the three god right now.
I mean, so 1, 2, 3 is Steph, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller. So you know those are the big three. You'll be surprised at who's 4 and 5. If I'm reading this correctly, 4 is James Harden. which is interesting. Which is
But
interesting. Which is
that just goes
That's
to show you
errors
it's an
right there.
era thing. It's an
Yeah.
era thing,
Yeah.
not necessarily a shooting thing. You know what I mean? Like, can I say, like, okay, for example, one of my most vivid memories of basketball growing up was watching Michael Jordan. I'm talking about like 95, 96, I guess like 96 Bulls Jordan. Watching him come down the court, back somebody down in every single play. It's so vivid in my mind. Watching that man never miss a mid-range jumper. It felt like he never missed a mid-range jumper. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you rank that amongst as a shooter? Like, because you better at three-point shooting, does that mean you're just a better shooter? Because, like, this man never missed a mid-range jumper, bro. Like, you know, it's like, I don't know how we supposed to rank shooting, just who's the better shooter. But long-distance shooter is Steph Curry, and I don't think it's that close right now.
I can see that. I mean, Ron, what do you think?
Man, it's Steph Curry, and it's not even a question, bro. It's not even a question. Like, he's by far the greatest shooter of all time, in my opinion. I think a better question is, where does he rank among great players overall in this generation, period? Because when it comes to shooting, nobody's really touching him, and his shooting is that alone, I think, puts him in the best player conversation. I don't think he's the best player currently, because you can't just give it to him off shooting alone. But I do think his shooting is so next level. Like Bryce just named it. You just named the guys he's ahead of. Is he to be better than Ray Allen or Reggie Miller at shooting threes it says it all. And anybody who's been watching him play, he's one of the most entertaining players in the game. He's changed the entire landscape of the game. I personally love watching Steph Curry play. So I think he's hands down the best shooter of all time. And I think the real question is, where does he actually rank amongst his peers as far as one of the all-time greats in general?
Yeah, that's probably a better question because he's up there with the three-point shooters. If he's not the best, right, he's up there. But, I saw you making some faces. So do you feel like he's the greatest shooter of all time? Because that's a big word, not generation or era, all time.
No, I can't. Because my first opinion would be Klay Thompson with 11 dribbles where he scored like 57 points.
Yeah, that was one of the best shooting performances I've ever seen. Actually, my favorite.
11 dribbles when guys need to dribble the ball like at least 30-something times to even get anywhere near that kind of point spread. Like, what? And then we're going to talk about KD. Like, KD is not a great shooter. And then you got James Harden. Like, you got an era of shooters. This is literally an era of shooters. And I can't say Steph Curry is a three-point god by far, literally one of the greatest three-point shooters. But it's like, yo, how good is Steph Curry without Klay Thompson? To be like,
he's been pretty good. He's been pretty good while Klay is out.
This year,
have you seen the TikTok where my man is like, he's guarding? They're like, how you guard Steph Curry? He's he's guarding him since I woke up. I've been guarding him since I woke up. Coach, you get in. Like, let's be real, man. Steph Curry, he's such a great shooter that he's taken the entire generation of basketball fans and made them want to be great shooters. That alone lets you know that nobody's really touching him when it comes to shooting the ball, man. Like, he could be dribbling the ball up court, trip, and it's going to go in the hoop for three, bro. Like, it's just kind of how it goes at this point with Steph.
I mean, I just seen Steph shoot the ball from the stadium, like from the stadium seats, from like level KK seat 3, splash. I mean, but I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the numbers, and I think Bryce asked a good question. You know, like, how do we measure these guys? I guess free field goal percentage. I mean, that's probably the fairest way to measure a shooter, field goal percentage. And
so wouldn't it be James Harden?
No, Steph still has the better 3-point percentage.
But so how about field goals in general?
I mean, Phil, we're just talking about threes. We're talking about threes.
Oh, okay, we're talking about threes, and
yeah. I mean, Steph's field goal percentage is higher than James Harden too, but we're just talking about threes. So
James Harden's always at the fucking free throw line, so I would figure like, yo, my man have a better odds.
Steph's at 43%. Ray Allen's at 40, which means if they take 10 threes, they're going to hit 4. Steph's going to hit a little over 4.
Hey, that's some good math right there, T.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
my
you
man
know
paid
it.
attention in class.
You know it. And the only person close to him on his list is Kyle Korver. And Kyle Korver is actually number 5 on the list, which is crazy to be just a situational guy. You know, not a guy that played a ton of minutes every game. No, your man Klay Thompson, that's the guy you brought up. He's actually number 21 overall, and he's shooting about 40. He's shooting 42%. So he's right below Steph. So I mean, if there is somebody close to Steph in shooting, it would be Klay mathematically. So,
but I got a question though. Are we not going to counter the fact that Steph Curry is the point guard, so he's going to have the ball more in his hand more than any other player? And with his shooting prowess, is just like, does that not count? Like, does not give him a little bit more of an advantage than Klay Thompson?
No, not to me, because I mean, a shot is a shot is a shot. I mean, there's more difficulty in shooting off the dribble than catch and shoot. But I mean, even that's debatable. But if we both take 33s and I make more than you, I'm probably the better shooter. I mean
who won the 3-point contest first, though?
Klay.
Yeah.
And as a basketball purist, I do think Klay has a better shot than Steph. I mean, technically, it's flawless, and Steph kind of has his own thing going. But still, how can you take that away from Steph?
Hey, I think 2K Hound asked a good question though. Do we think this is prime Steph Curry right now, last year, or has his prime? Have we already seen his prime? I think that's a pretty good question.
To answer 2K Hound's question, I personally think the best is yet to come. I think as a lot of players get older, they develop ways to become better shooters. Typically, your mid-range game and stuff like that improves as you go on in the league. So I think the best is yet to come from Steph. He'll probably lose, some speed and some quickness like most people do over time. But when you're that good of a shooter and you're able to put up that many points, you typically have a pretty long career. So I think the best could be yet to come.
Yeah, I think you got a point about that. I think Steph, if you look at Ray Allen, how he ended his career, he was kind of just running around, catch and shoot. Steph has that ability, so that could extend his career. I mean, he could be coming off the bench for somebody, still getting 5, 6, 7 threes a game, 5, 6, 7 years from now. So I think that's a good point. But I do think
that year he had in 15, 16, he had that 50, 40, 90 year. Y'all know how I feel about that 50, 40, 90 club. I feel like I think that's the year Steph won MVP too. He was going crazy that year. And that 50, 40, 90 club, that's elite company. Yeah, I know Malcolm Brogdon's in there, but hey, still, that's elite company, bro.
You read my mind.
No, I knew you were going to hit me with that, but that's still elite company, man. So it's hard for me to say that this is prime Steph, but what makes a great player is having a lot of years that can be argued as your prime. You know what I mean? If you just have 1 year that we know what year was your prime, then you're probably not that top dog. And I think Steph, as he continues to go on, he's making a real case to be one of those top 10 players in NBA history, which I wouldn't have said 2 years ago, personally. I wouldn't have called him that 2 years ago, but top 10 in NBA history is a very realistic conversation right now for Steph. And he might be top 10 and not 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's another conversation.
I think you kind of got to split it, right? You can have top 10 best, right? And then you have top 10 greatest. And I think if you talk top 10 greatest, Steph is in there, probably top 5 greatest. Shaq, Jordan, top five greatest. I mean, these are guys that changed the way the game was played. Rome said he changed the landscape. Every kid knows who Steph Curry is. Every kid does not know who Ray Allen is. All right.
But Ray Allen's not top 5 greatest though.
Right. That's my point. That's my point.
That was the point I was trying to make earlier with it's probably a better question of where does Steph rank among just his peers in this generation. Because when you start talking about those other shooters, you only talk about them as shooters. Steph's shooting is good enough to put him in the conversation for best player playing right now, period.
Steph's shooting is
in his generation, I don't think you can put Steph above. You can't put him above Bron. You can't put him above KD. I don't care.
You can put him above
but
KD.
is he in that conversation?
He won one without KD.
Bron or KD, bro.
No, KD.
But you could put him above KD.
KD.
I don't know if you can put him above KD.
Let's not argue Bron. But
you can't put him above Bron.
KD is an argument.
Above the king, but above
I don't
KD,
think KD,
yes, you
I don't
can.
think you can put him above KD, bro.
KD is an argument.
KD, he 3-0. Remember when they were it was 1-3 against the Thunders?
Yeah, but
And then
now
he
we're
comes
looking
back
at
and
okay.
beat
If we're
him.
gonna call it individual, if this was tennis, I'd agree, but it's not an individual sport, bro. I can't say he beat KD because it wasn't
He beat
Steph versus
KD.
KD. It
He
was the
beat
Yeah, he
KD,
went.
Warriors.
Harden,
KD
and
told him. He
Russ.
told him, "Yo,
I'm
come
saying
tennis."
no. But that's the Warriors, bro. That was a 72 win. That's one of the greatest teams of all time. And I'm not
With
saying
one
he didn't play.
with one of the
I'm not
greatest
saying
He had him
players.
in the
I'm not
brink
saying
of
he
getting
didn't play one of the
eliminated.
biggest important roles on that. I'm not saying that. But guess what? That Warriors team hasn't been that since. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't been nowhere near that team since. So that team versus what they were, they weren't close when you start measuring teams, bro. It just
They
wasn't.
got rid of my man Harrison Barnes, but that's a different conversation. but
Hey,
look,
top
Steph,
five though, all
look,
time.
this is why I'm putting Steph up there. He has top 3 ugliest shoes from a basketball player, and kids are wearing them. These shoes are hideous. Every version of the Stephs. I don't even know what number they're on now, 4 or 5. They're all terrible. And if you go to any AAU game, you're going to see a kid in a pair of Stephs.
All right, so question.
Under Armours.
Who are y'all putting Steph over in this top 5, bro? Like we're
Kobe.
putting them over. We're not okay. We all agree he's not over Bron, right?
He's not over Bron.
He's not
I
over-
disagree.
No, he's not over Jordan.
Wait, are we talking
He's
about
not over
all
Shaq.
time? Or are
He's
we
not
talking
over
about
Shaq.
Of course, he's not
I
over
want to get into
Shaq.
all-time conversation just a little bit, man, because like I see a lot of all-time being floated around right now for Steph, and I'm not trying to say he's not in the conversation.
He's not better than Kareem.
Top 20, I agree. I agree with my boy. Like,
I don't know how high he ranks if we're talking all time. If we're talking current NBA players, I think he's one of the top current players. I would have to go top 20, if we're talking all time. I'm not putting him above Kobe or Shaq or AI.
No, all time Steph is a top 10 easy as greatest. I'm not talking about best.
I wouldn't go easy. I'm not putting him over Bird or Magic. I'm not.
Yeah,
Bird did a lot of winning, right? But he didn't redefine how the game was played. Steph changed the game of basketball.
Wait. Stop, bro. Bird definitely had a part in redefining how the game was played.
No, white boys knew how to shoot jump shots since before Bird.
Bird was doing way more than shooting jump shots, bro. Stop with that. He was an all-defensive player, bro. How many all-defensive teams Larry Bird got?
They know the fundamentals.
Steph Curry got.
How did that redefine the game? It didn't.
Okay.
It absolutely didn't.
Maybe you could say it didn't redefine the game.
It didn't.
Okay,
you know who did?
Let's
Magic.
Let's talk about top 5 game redefiners. Because if we talk about top 5 greatest, Bird over Steph, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like Larry Bird was an all-around basketball player. Let's not just try to act like he was just a shooter. Let's not do that.
I'm not saying, but he was also, if you're going to take away from Steph being with the Warriors, Bird was on a great Celtics team. Great. Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, like he had great players around him. Almost had Len Bias. Like this guy had great teams.
I'm not taking away from Steph being on the Warriors.
Damn,
only reason I brought that up is because when we were comparing KD to Steph directly, and you're gonna say he beat KD, it's like no, the Warriors beat Thunder. But Bird, I'm sorry, bro. Bird better than Steph.
I'm not saying who's better. I'm saying who's the greatest. All right, these guys had a great impact on basketball. Jordan revolutionized the sport. Like the Magic made it so LeBron could bring the ball down the court. Steph created Trae Young, created Harden, created all these guys that just run around, shoot threes all game.
Creating Harden?
Harden didn't play like this before Steph.
Because Harden wasn't the main guy.
No, Steph and D'Antoni created Harden. D'Antoni had that offense. Steph made it clear that you could win that way. Because D'Antoni wasn't doing a lot of winning that way. Nash and Amari was getting their ass kicked.
Yeah, but they had to go against Shaq and Kobe.
All right, that's why I'm not putting Steph above Shaq and Kobe, but I'm putting him above some of these other guys you're talking about. Like
I could put Kobe over. I could put Steph over Kobe though.
Yo, me to put Steph in that top 5, bro. I need another NBA championship from Steph Curry, and I also need a Finals MVP. If he can do that, bro. If he can be the best player in the finals,
he could do that this year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Hold on. Does Steph have the Finals MVP?
No, I don't think so.
No. No, he
That's
never.
a problem if we're talking about greatest of all time. If you're telling me
Okay.
that he was the best player
now we're gonna
on
say
the
that,
best team, but when it got to the finals, he wasn't the best guy in the tournament. That's an issue, bro. I'm just talking about when I'm
gonna have to
greatest
reinstate
player
that
of
one.
all time. That's an issue, bro.
Johnny Depp don't got an Oscar. Next.
I guess. I guess. I mean, you ain't gonna get an Oscar playing Edward Scissorhands all the time.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas over Steph Curry. What?
Oh nah.
That's wait. That's not him with the nah, bro. That's a legitimate case. I don't agree with it, but it's legitimate though. Like that's an argument right there.
What's the argument?
Isaiah beat all the big dogs.
What is the argument, bro?
Everybody that y'all gonna put in your top 10, Isaiah beat them.
People are
beat Magic and Jordan.
People are gonna remember Isaiah for how he responded
Isaiah
in Jordan's documentary.
Isaiah beat him or the Pistons?
Or the bad boy Pistons.
I thought it was a team.
But I'm saying when you're on that team that beat two of the greatest teams of all time, when you talk about the Showtime Lakers and the Bulls, the 6-time champion Bulls.
So Isaiah is okay. Isaiah is the first of that scoring point guard. He's kind of the first of that breed right there. So now that I think about it, I can see that.
Isaiah Thomas walked so Steph Curry could run them.
Oh shit.
Just saying.
That's fair.
That's fair. I'll take that. I like that statement.
That literally
put a book on it. You can book that.
That literally checks the boxes for your greatness.
All right. We had this conversation earlier, right? A long, many episodes ago. Is Steph Curry now above Ray Allen?
Yeah.
I mean, not Ray Allen. My bad. Allen Iverson. My bad.
Yes.
Is he now above Allen Iverson?
I'm the same stance on this. I'm completely biased. I will never say that Steph Curry is better than Allen Iverson. Like you just said, people buying ugly shoes. I've had every pair of Iversons, bro. Like loyal Iverson.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's fact.
Steph Curry actually went to practice.
They were a rip. They were a rip though off the forces, off the Air Force One.
AIs with the zipper was crazy.
I just got with my son some Iverson. That's funny.
I'm biased, man. It's AI all day for me. If I had to take my personal opinion out of it, Steph Curry's career, the resume he's building, you might say looks a little bit nicer if you were to write it down and laminate it or something like that. But I think that's a little bit BS too, though, because Iverson never had the teams that Steph had. But again, that's my biased opinion. So I'm a huge AI fan, and I'm not even going to pretend.
I think at some point we just need to sit down, have an episode, have a segment. We're going to hash out the greats because I think y'all giving Steph it's just due. Y'all not giving it to him.
I agree. I agree with Bryce, man.
No.
He's top 6.
His career's not done yet. I think he'll get another finals. I don't know if he'll get a finals MVP, but I think when it's all said and done, he'll probably be top 10, top 5. But if his career were to end right now, I don't know if I could rank him that high.
Not 6? Not 6?
Maybe 15. It's debatable. But I don't think he's sniffing top 5 right now.
He got to give me another chip to be top 5 of greatest of all time. I need another chip. I might need 2 chips.
Finals.
I might need
2 chips.
I might need you to have 5, and I definitely need a finals MVP. That's non-negotiable. I need a finals.
All right, how about
MVP,
no finals MVP, but another MVP?
MVP means less to me than finals MVP, personally.
Ooh.
For great. You know what I'm saying? Like Andre Iguodala's finals MVP doesn't mean more to me than Steph Curry's MVP. You know what I'm saying? But when you're a great and you've already checked so many boxes, like that finals MVP tells me that when the lights was the brightest, you were still the best out there. You know what I mean? So I got to see that. I got to see that to put him in my top 5. Because right now, my top 5, I feel like my top 5 is stacked, bro.
All right.
7 is stacked.
Look, that's a whole nother segment. So let me stick with basketball real quick. Your boy Zion Williamson is out indefinitely at this point, man. Broke his 5th metatarsal. That's the pinky toe along that line. He fractured it a long time ago, and he hasn't been back. He can't seem to heal. A lot of people saying it's weight related. There's been a lot of pictures all over the timeline with him blown up like a blimp. Then somewhere he looks slim. So they're saying it's angles. How do y'all feel about Zion, man? Not even suiting up this season. Will he play this season?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, Bryce,
No.
Bryce, you. This is your man.
I don't know if he'll
Bryce,
play.
you.
You ask me if I know if he'll play again this season, like I'm the doctor with the medical records. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that. I don't know if he'll play again this season.
Well, how do you feel about him not playing to this point then?
Injuries
Disappointing.
happen, bro.
Because
Injuries
what?
happen.
Because go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say because one certain gas panelist, a distinguished member of the gas family, said on this show that he was carrying too much weight and had been calling him a fat boy from day one, and that he would have health-related injuries due to his weight. And I was told by your mama's favorite gas panelist, Bryce XX, all of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. That this guy was an Adonis. That was the exact word. Zion is an Adonis.
So let's get into it.
A Greek god.
First off, we don't know if his original injury came because of weight. That's speculation. That's pure speculation. We can't say, oh, he got this injury because of his weight. What we do know is since the injury, he has gained weight. That is a fact. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about that. But if you hurt your foot, I guarantee you, if you hurt your foot, you're going to gain weight because you can't do anything once you hurt your foot. Like, you can't really be active. You can't really keep your weight down with an injured foot.
Right. Before you get us canceled, I just want to apologize to all our disabled members of the gas family that don't have a foot and have maintained their weight. All right. We support you. I don't know what Bryce is talking about, but I believe that you can not have obesity with while missing a foot. All right.
Okay. You don't have to. I guess he could be doing the hand bite. You know what I'm saying? My man could be on the hand bite. You know, my apologies. All I'm saying is this, bro. Zion Williamson cannot resume basketball activities with an injured foot, and Zion Williamson is indeed a basketball player. But it is my guess that despite what T Boogie is saying, Zion will make you eat those words. No pun intended, baby. He gonna make you eat those words, man. And I'm telling you, when Zion gets back, he's gonna be back to what we saw. I'm just happy you didn't bring out my worst quote from Zion Williamson. I thought you had my worst one ready. I'm gonna be honest. I did say that at the time I was ready to take Zion over Luka Doncic. That's not looking good right now. That's looking like one of my worst predictions. But at the time, I saw something. And I think if he can get back to, a healthy playing weight, he'll be all right. I just think, he's been dealt a tough hand with his injury situation. We've seen injuries ruin some of the greatest of careers. You know what I mean? Like, Greg Oden had knee and foot problems, and you see how that derailed his career. Now, he was a big man, at the end of the day. So that's weight he couldn't really help, I guess, as much as Zion can. But I think once Zion gets back to a healthy playing weight, he'll be all right, bro. Charles Barkley was a big dude, and that's a Hall of Famer, man. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
G, how you feel about that?
Man, listen, he's gonna get fat. He's a big boy. If he's not losing the weight now, how is he ever gonna lose the weight? He has to find a way to maintain the weight to lower. He has to find a way to maintain the lower weight. He's not doing it now because he's still eating. They have to give him a better chef because whatever he's eating is not working out. Like, you gotta put him on a diet. Like, that boy is eating.
A dietitian needs the Da Vinci Code. Like, you're not gonna figure it out.
And on top of that, he's in the South. He's in New Orleans where food has to be amazing down there. Like, where they're just pumping this boy all kinds of food.
He's supposed to be getting buckets. Food. He getting beignets.
Yes.
Hate to see it.
Bro, that boy's eating crazy kind of fried fish out there all the time. Po' boy sandwiches, bro. That man is eating down there. There's no way in hell he's going to keep that weight down.
Oh, man.
He got to get on a bike. Can he get on a bike with that bad foot or no?
Bryce,
point, man. He probably can't do nothing with that foot.
You can't swim?
Yeah.
Probably not with a metatarsal injury. I mean, maybe with some flippers on. I don't know, bro. I don't know how that injury works, bro. To be honest, I'm not the doctor, T. All right, I'm not the doctor, but I know he can do the hand bite. That's all I know, bro. Maybe he can do some rowing, do some rows. I don't know, bro.
All right. So he can't. His cardio severely limited, is what you say. All right, Rome. How do you feel about this Zion situation?
Oh man,
Can he live?
Zion is becoming the worst thing that you could become when you're a top pick, man, and that's a bust. Like it's not looking good for Zion right now, and I know it's due to injury, uh, but the hype was there, and now you're hurt. Now the first picture people see of you in quite some time, you're quite clearly overweight, not of shape. It's not a good look, man. People that are pro athletes get hurt all the time, and they maintain their weight. You're a professional athlete, and not maintaining weight is unprofessional. Any way you cut it. Bryce, you said he's gonna make TE his words. In my personal opinion, Zion already ate those words. He looked like he ate probably more than just those words too. Like, I don't know what's going on with Zion. I don't know what's going on with the Pelicans or the people around him, but they need to get that together. They need to get it together quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because when he does get on the court, he can't be, oh, I need 10, 20 games to get it going. He's going to need to show us something. He's going to need to show us something in a hurry because I'm starting to forget what the hype was about at this point.
Agreed.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what the hype was about. It's about posting the second best ever player efficiency rating in an age 20 season. Second highest ever, bro. Like this was not blind hype. And let's not forget, Rome's favorite running back is Christian McCaffrey. That man can't stay healthy, but you don't got a problem, cheering that man's career on. I'm telling you, bro, Zion, some injury concerns this year, but when he gets back, he's gonna hit the ground running. He'll make y'all forget about his injury. At least I hope. I don't want him to become a Grant Hill or something like that. We looking at what he could have been. I think Zion will still become what he should be.
Well, I'm hopeful for Zion, but so far, and as a professional, the hype has been absolutely nothing. And Christian McCaffrey may not be able to stay injured, but I'm pretty sure he can maintain weight. And like I said, that's a pretty big deal. No pun intended again. When you're a professional athlete.
Look, the guy has an issue. The Pelicans are a terrible organization. They made a bunch of questionable decisions. It's probably the worst place a young kid could go that has that superstar potential. Like G said, you're in the South. It's a bunch of food. Zion's super young. But the biggest problem is with his weight, right? Because we've seen heavy players before. Like Zion isn't the first guy to weigh 260, 280, 300 pounds, but his game is predicated on explosiveness.
Yeah, it's
quickness.
Crazy how you went 20 pounds up each and every time. You just said that. 60.
I mean, that's just how I seem to gain weight in my life. 160, 180, 200, 220.
Guess who else's game had a whole lot of explosiveness? Shaquille O'Neal. And for years, all they wanted to talk about was Shaq was fat, Shaq was this, and all Shaq did was dominate, man.
Now Shaq played.
I have hope that when Zion gets back, he'll be back to his dominant ways.
Look,
talking about a 27 point per game scorer last year, posting the second highest PER ever for an age 20-year-old season.
There is a path for Zion back. I don't want that to be lost in this. If he finds a way to have the discipline to tone his body up, right? You got monetary opportunities there, man. Sign with Tonal, Bowflex, Jenny Craig. Somebody's willing to pay you to be the face of weight loss. So, I mean, that's what being a superstar is about, right? Not just playing basketball, making this money. So I do believe there's a path back for Zion, but I think that path has to exist outside of New Orleans, man. I think that situation is spoiled.
So you think he's keeping his weight to finish off his rookie contract and just go somewhere else?
No, I just think he's not inspired to play for New Orleans. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, you don't work as hard. We saw James Harden do it. Like, you don't really care as much when you're in a situation you're not happy with, right? That's true in different avenues in life. So I think that's part of this equation. New Orleans, I don't think he wants to play with Brandon Ingram. I don't think he cares to be in New Orleans in a small market. I think he wants to be in a New York, LA, Atlanta, just a Miami, a big market. I think that's part of the issue.
That's pure speculation, but my guy Nick Valsalin, aka Scruff, posted a overrated about Zion Williamson. And you know what? I personally think this story is overrated. I mean, what are we, 25 games into the season? Okay, he hasn't played yet, but how many times have we seen a player not play to start an NBA season? We've seen a lot of the greats miss 25 to 30 games. I mean, A whole bunch of great players have
You
been.
said it like he's coming back.
Missing more games than he ever
No,
played.
I'm not saying
though.
he's not coming back. I'm not saying he's coming back. We've seen y'all just tell me how great Klay Thompson is. He hasn't played in 2 years. Now, I get it. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about Zion because it's a story. You see the pictures. He's looking a little chubby. Everybody look chubby when they haven't been working out, bro. Like, he hasn't been working out at his normal rate. You're going to gain weight, bro. I don't care who you are. Like, look at James Harden last year when he didn't care. He was looking fat. Am I lying? Now he's looking just like normal James, bro. Zion gonna get back on the court, and it's gonna be like he never left. He'll get in shape quickly. I mean, I'm not as worried about this as other people are. The only thing I am worried about is, how serious his injury is, because sometimes it's not just about how much you weigh, but it can be certain compositions of your body. He could have, hate to say it, but brittle bones. We've seen that before, where a guy just continues to get injured. Like, you know what I mean? People that it's like, it's more about your anatomy than anything else after that.
Now the guy has osteoporosis. We making a lot of excuses.
I'm not saying he has osteoporosis. What I'm saying is, bro,
that's speculation.
No, it's not, because we've seen this before, bro. We've seen players who can't help but get injured. Like, this is not new, bro. Like, it's guys that don't even play who getting hurt.
Look, the guy blew out a shoe. We've never seen that before. This is science. This is physics. This is math.
That's when he was in his best physical shape in college.
Right, but what I'm saying is
that's supposed to be best physical shape.
No, he was in decent shape in college. But the type of stress that you put on your body at that size to be as dynamic as Zion is, we don't normally see guys that size, that dynamic. And I do think there's a limit to the human body, and gaining weight is going to stress something that was already probably pushed to the limit.
Maybe, bro. But 6'7", 265, 280. It's not crazy. LeBron basically that same height, been playing at 255, 260 for years, bro. Like,
but
LeBron is one of the best conditioned athletes of our generation.
I'm not denying that.
He puts millions into his body. Millions. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this guy's crazy, bro. Like, yo, you gotta chill, B. Don't wish that on my man, bro. Damn, bro.
It's a big mama on soul food.
Bro,
That's terrible.
Every episode, my man has literally the comment of the day, bro.
They done gave him diabetes, osteoporosis. Dang, Zion. Come back, Zion.
Disrespectful, man. Y'all ain't gonna be eating those words, though. Shout out to my boy Zion. I still believe in you, big dog.
We see Zion around next Thanksgiving. All right, man. Moving on. Let's jump into some football, man. I know y'all want to talk about it. The NFC East, the NFC playoff picture. Currently, I think Washington's in 7th, right below the San Francisco 49ers. They were above us. But I lost to the
first half.
Yeah, I lost to the Cowboys. So do we think that Washington can make the playoffs? I mean, they're right there. They're going to be battling with Philly. They're in 7th. They're right on that bubble. Will Washington make the playoffs? Will the NFC East get 2 teams in? G, let me go to you. You're an NFC East guy. Your team's eliminated, I think, already. So,
and don't the fact he's gonna owe me $100 too, T.
Hey, I know what you're talking about. I plead the 5th. The cinco. The hater in me is gonna say yes, they could probably make it. I mean, the hater in me will say no, they're not gonna make it, because I'm rooting for the 49ers to win the 6th spot. But
it's 7 spots now. It's 7 spots now. This season is 7. So they're in. They're in right now.
Are in.
Yeah.
Sir.
Wow.
The earth, you know what I'm saying? The universe has shifted itself to set them up for a huge disappointment. So
is this
for now,
like something like what I watch with Dallas every December, where it's just like, how Dallas just fucks it up?
Could be.
Could be, right? Hey, I'm gonna say no, they're not making it. Fuck that. I believe in Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, you gonna let these assholes get that spot after they done franchise tagged you and said we don't believe in you? Now they got some booty ass. Listen, fuck no. I believe in Kirk Cousins. My man's gonna make it happen. I got the Vikings to take the 7th spot. Fuck the Washington football team. Fuck all of that nasty ass mustard yellow they wear. Fuck that dirty ass red they rock all the time. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit. Look,
I love it.
The misery of tears right here. Let me quench my thirst because I'm kind of thirsty from all this saltiness that I've been saying. I'm feeling pretty great now.
Hey, that's a good
making that shit.
That's a good segue. Hey, Rome, rebuttal that.
I don't even know where to start, man. Like, gee, I hope you're not drinking other people's bodily fluids, my man. That's not. That can't be healthy, my man. That can't be
We learned
healthy.
something new about G every episode, man. You be drinking other people's bodily fluids these
Oh
days.
man.
If I'm speaking technicalities, then y'all tears. That's about it. That's about it.
But look, man, as far as this NFC
This ain't
playoff
the G's
pictures,
corner just yet.
as far as the NFC East and Washington and Dallas goes, look, I'm gonna keep it real. I was real bullish. I was real excited for the Washington Dallas game. That first half did not go how I wanted it. It was real painful to watch. I'll give credit to Michael Parsons. He played a hell of a game. That sack fumble was a crazy play. Although I do have some questions about what roughing the passer is. I thought you couldn't, hit too high or lay your body weight on people. He seemed to do both on that play, but that's neither here nor there. But either way, he's a great defensive player. But just breaking down that game in the second half, Washington fought hard. If I was a Dallas fan, I wouldn't be too excited just yet because if you're looking at Dallas, your man Dak still threw a pick six, never really got going. Zeke was in and out of the game, doesn't seem to be healthy. Tony Pollard was on the sideline. So if I'm Dallas, I'm not too excited. I don't think they really ran away with that game the way most people would tell you. Most people that drink tears or have long beards and no hair on their head. Most of those guys will tell you otherwise about how this game went. But the truth of the matter is Washington is still in a great position. Like I said at the start of the show, they're in a great position to get the 7th seed. 2 games against Philly, another game against Dallas, 1 against the Giants. They have tiebreakers over the Vikings and I think it's the Falcons or whoever else is still hanging on for the 7th seed. So there's a strong chance that Washington still finds a way into the playoffs. However, a lot of players popping up on the COVID list. So that gives me a little bit of a reason to worry heading into this week's game. But all things considered, man, Washington could easily sneak into these playoffs.
Okay, so the remaining schedule is against the NFC East.
Yes, sir.
And you're confident that you can weather that schedule and make it in. Okay. Right. What are your thoughts on this, man? That's your mob. They look terrible. What's your thoughts?
Wait. Did you sound like you didn't watch the whole game? Tell me you didn't watch the whole game without telling me you didn't watch the whole game.
I'll say this.
They didn't look terrible if you watched the whole game, buddy. In fact, they gave them boys a run for their money and nearly completed a comeback. But some fluke ass rule where they said my man arm wasn't going forward on the fumble when clearly his arm was going forward and it should have been an incomplete pass and not a fumble. But like Rome said, it's another story for another day. So I'm going to stay out of that. We ended up losing by 7 to the Cowboys, right? Cool. We see them again. We'll be ready. The only thing that worries me when it comes to watching the football team right now, like Rome alluded to, is the COVID. If anything, we're going to lose to COVID because, we got 8 of our defensive players on the COVID list right now. My starting corner's down to COVID. My best defensive player in Jonathan Allen's down to COVID. I lost another one of my top players to a concussion in Terry McLaurin. If anything, we about to lose the injuries, specifically COVID. And if that happens, then what can you do? We bringing in replacements on replacements right now. So we'll see how that goes.
I think you guys are down like your 4th center or something crazy.
It's crazy. It's getting crazy. But the best thing about our schedule, like you said, T, we got NFC East. And if you've been watching the NFC East, I'm talking to you, G. The NFC East is trash, bro. We got the Giants, we got the Eagles, bro. Nobody's fearing either of those teams. The Eagles, they don't know who their quarterback's going to be. They playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo with the QB position. And the Giants, bro, they're the Giants, bro. They got Mike Glennon, string bean, neck ass at quarterback. and then they got Daniel Jones, who the coach is saying he can't win with. I love to see it. So we got those two teams in our future. So I still feel good about our chances. It looks like to get into the playoffs in the NFC, you only going to really need 8 wins. We probably going to have an 8-9 team in there. So I'm looking at getting 2 more wins. I think we in the playoffs again. Not only will we be in the playoffs again, but that would be a 1-game improvement from last season, which means Ron Rivera is getting better, in his second season, which I'll take that too. So, I'm not too worried yet. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But the NFC playoff picture will get interesting. I think I think G brought something good up with Kirk Cousins. I am interested to see how the Vikings keep trying to respond, see if they're able to go on the run. I never trust Kirk Cousins though, man. Years of watching him in Washington has taught me to never trust Kirk Cousins. But the NFC playoff picture is interesting, and you're definitely gonna get a team with a losing record, maybe a couple teams with losing records in the playoffs.
So be realistic. Y'all gonna go what? Y'all gonna get one back at Dallas?
I think we'll get Dallas. We're not gonna lose to them twice. We rarely do. So we'll get them back. We beat them twice last year. We'll get them back again this year. We'll get the Eagles. I think we'll beat the Eagles twice. So that's 3 wins. The Giants, they always play us tough, man.
Who would you rather play? Jalen Hurts or Gardner Minshew?
Hurts.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't give a damn, bro.
Hurts.
Yeah.
Because if they got Hurts, they don't got a quarterback. So that's the advantage of.
Well, y'all fuckers might get lucky because the Vikings do got Chicago, then they got Los Angeles, the Rams, then they got Green Bay and Chicago. I might fuck around and get the 7th pick. Bastards.
I think you'll get into the NFC playoffs or the 7th seed with like 9 wins. And I think Washington could do that. That means you got to win, 3 more games. You could drop 1 more. And like I said, we have the tiebreaker. I don't see the Vikings getting to 10 wins. I don't see any of these teams getting to 10 wins. So I think Washington still is in a good position, even if they lose 1 more to Dallas. But I think we definitely sweep the Eagles. That's for my man Scruff, who is on bye week right now, I guess, with Jalen Hurts. I hope Hurts is out there with you, But maybe you can give him some advice. Maybe you can figure out who's going to start for you guys. But nobody fears the Eagles, like Bryce said. And then we got the Giants. And the Giants play us tough, but, I mean, it's Joe Judge's Giants. It's not the same. So I'm not worried about them either. I think Washington's in a great position.
Okay. So we think Washington makes it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Division games are always tough, regardless of who's on the roster, regardless of who's coaching, who's starting at quarterback. I don't know, but I think you got to win 2 out of the last 4 to get there, and hopefully have a tiebreaker. So Washington might sneak in. They won't do anything after that. But let's talk about the AFC playoff picture a little bit real quick.
Whoa!
So,
hold on. Before we go over there, I think the Saints could come and take this.
Okay, no to that.
Yeah, because the Saints
Taysom Hill.
Bucks.
Yeah, Taysom Hill, bro. He's not even.
All they have to
limping
do, all
out
they
here.
have to play is against the Bucks. They got Dolphins, they got the Panthers, and they got the Falcons.
You said all they have to do is against the Bucks. That's an L.
They beat them last time.
They're not gonna beat them this time, bro.
I don't know.
All those teams are in the playoffs or playoff contention.
Since we bring it up,
yes, and the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons are
right. The Falcons did, and the Falcons. That's a bad start.
All those teams are playing. Everyone's playing must-win games.
If you look at everybody's schedule, Washington genuinely has the easiest schedule, and that's not even trying to disrespect the Eagles or the Giants. Washington has the easier schedule.
Well, you know who's loving this right now is the NFL, man. The league is loving this, man, because they've been trying to get this level of parity for a long time, man. They love having. Right now, we got 13 teams in both conferences that have legitimate stakes at making the playoffs, bro. That's 26 teams all in the hunt to make the playoffs. Like, the NFL is loving this right now, bro.
I'm loving it. I didn't at first. I didn't like the additional game. I felt like it changes records, and how season records would be different. If a guy got 1,000 yards rushing, doesn't mean the same thing. But I don't really care anymore. Like, a lot of teams that wouldn't be alive are still alive. So I like it. I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Before we jump to the AFC though, T man, we got to
And
talk
T,
about
we're
these.
not eliminated yet. We're still
We
in
got
contention.
to we got to talk about these 49ers, bruh. And
What do you,
that lucky win, man. Like y'all barely held on against the Bengals. You know, you talking about Washington might sneak in, might not do nothing. It's looking a lot
we
like the
got
49ers going to sneak in and might not do nothing.
we got cheated the week before against Seattle. We're a better team than them. You guys came on
Cheated.
here. You guys came on here and talked about refs. I let you live too. Came on here talking about refs after telling me in the group chat that they're stop crying. Basically, the refs don't matter. Basically told me no, it wasn't no pass interference. Whatever, you lost. Now we get on here. You guys are talking about roughing the passers and fluke fumble rules and all that. Guess what? If you're winning by a lot, none of that matters. All right. So I don't want to hear it. But the 49ers are playing strong. Jimmy G is Jimmy G. I'm not as high on him as I was. He is who he is. He's going to throw a terrible pass or two every single game. But Kittle's looking like the best tight end in the league. Debo's looking like the best wide receiver in the league. Elijah Mitchell is looking like the rookie of the year for running back, as a running back. The only problem is our corners. Josh Norman, you got that bum from a Ron Rivera product. If we had a secondary, this wouldn't even be a question. But I think the 49ers are in a good position. I think the 49ers are a team that no one wants to play if you do make it to the playoffs. And I think we will make it to the playoffs. We got I forgot who we got this week.
Who's the corner opposite of Norman? Ward, is it?
No, we got no. Jimmy Ward is safety.
Ward's the safety. Yeah.
We played a rookie last week, Ambry Thomas. He got burned up.
I seen him get beat for at least 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's not ready to draft. You can throw shots at Norman all day, but that whole secondary looked kind of suspect.
No, the corners are terrible. The 49ers play cover 3 traditionally. Last week it looked like we was in the cover 2.
Man,
2 safeties high
all
games.
were so relieved to win that game. They was charging the field like they just won the championship, bro. Look at this nonsense, man. They act like they won the Super Bowl.
Part of the problem is I feel like Kyle Shanahan just doesn't coach well from in the lead. I don't know if you've ever seen Madden players like that. Like when they get up, their play calling just for whatever reason changes a little bit. Like they struggle when they're in the lead. I feel like Kyle Shanahan is that type of coach. When he's up, he doesn't really know how to call a game anymore. And I thought he struggled that game. I didn't want to put that on the players. I'm putting that one on the coaches. That game shouldn't have been that close.
So I got another question right quick too, since we talking all this parity in the NFL right now. We just saw the Cardinals beat or lose to the Rams on Monday night, right? Odell had a nice little game.
Right.
And now he's on the COVID list. That's terrible. But who's the best team in the NFL, fellas? I mean, the Cardinals were looking like the best team in the NFC for a little bit, but they just got knocked down. Now it's looking like the Packers are number 1. And then in the AFC, you got the Patriots as the number 1 seed. So who is the actual best team in the NFL right now? Bryce, who would you say?
Bro, I've told y'all from the very first week, the first 4 weeks, y'all was shitting on my man. And I told y'all he's still the best quarterback in the league. And guess what? Now that defense is playing like the best defense in the league. I know what I'm talking about. The Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the NFL right now. And I tried to tell y'all, Mr. Big Leaguer don't lie to you. 4 weeks in, everybody, Pat Mahomes is done. Y'all comparing him to Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. I'm just looking at y'all like y'all crazy, bro. Like, what's gotten into you fellas? What's gotten into you? We all know Pat is the best quarterback in the league. The defense was playing terrible. He was trying to do it all, trying to play Superman. But guess what? Now the pieces around him are back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire back toting the rock. You know what I'm saying? They get into full strength at the perfect time. It's all about when you catch fire, and the Chiefs have caught fire at the perfect time heading into the playoffs. To me, right now, the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. And after that, after the Chiefs, I'll probably have to say after the Chiefs, it's up to the Patriots or the Packers. And I am surprised at the Packers. I didn't think I would be putting them up there. You can't ever take out the Bucs either. I think the Cardinals are falling a little bit. I'd probably say after the Chiefs right now, I'll probably say Bucs and next, and then I go Patriots and then Packers probably. Then Packers then Patriots. So Chiefs number 1, Bucs 2, Packers then Patriots.
The Chiefs number 1, man. You have been saying that for quite some time. I don't know if they're the best team in the league right now, though. That's debatable. That's definitely debatable. G, who would you take? Best team in the league?
Yeah. I wanted to agree with Bryce saying the Chiefs, but I'm gonna say Bill Belichick's defense Patriots is just the way he last week. What was it, like 3 passes and just all runs against the Bills defense?
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Hey.
As long as in New York, I'm good.
I love that, man. Yeah. No, but I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm gonna go with Chiefs, and then I'm gonna go with Green Bay because you can never doubt Aaron Rodgers. But then again, I'd rather go with Tom Brady because give Tom Brady the ball with like at least 35 seconds, he might fuck around and win you the game.
That is big facts. T, who you got?
I'm not turning away from my division, man. The Cardinals. The best team is always gonna come from my division. It's the Cardinals, bro. They lost a division game. I'm not sure. They still battle. We saw DeAndre Hopkins do something we've never seen him do this entire season. He dropped a pass, and not even a contested pass. It was an easy pass. They looked a little out of sorts. Kyler Murray is just really getting healthy again. But other than that, they've only lost to Green Bay, and they had a fluke loss to Carolina. So I think the Cardinals are still the team. They got Hopkins, AJ Green, James Conner is the fantasy surprise of the year. I think the Cardinals are fine. Defensively, they're still there. That's a team that can still make a run. So I'm not giving it to the Chiefs just yet. I see what they're doing, but I still don't trust them. The way they started the season gives me a pause. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't believe it just yet.
So
I got to see more.
You don't trust a team that's been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years? All right, buddy.
Nah, I feel like a team. I feel like a Super Bowl team doesn't start the season like that. Like I would trust Belichick and Brady before I trust Pat Mahomes
and Andy Reid. All right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, remember what I told y'all at the beginning of the year, yo? If the Chiefs make a 3rd straight Super Bowl, I told y'all, bro. To me, that's as big as winning a Super Bowl. Making 3 straight, like, is just unreal in the NFL, where it does have this parity that I've always kind of hinted at. You know, every year a different team in the Super Bowl. Every few years a random team winning the chip. You know what I mean? Like, if they make 3 straight, bro, that is legendary status, man. And to me, that puts Pat Mahomes firmly in that GOAT talk.
firmly.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
think
him the GOAT, but in that talk.
I think it definitely. I would agree with that. Another Super Bowl appearance definitely puts them firmly in it. And T, I agree with you too. I don't think anything's really wrong with the Cardinals. Kyler's definitely getting back healthy. He did get kind of beat up Monday night though. But my thing with the Cardinals is I don't think they were ever really the best team, even when they had the best record. To me, the best team in football is always the most complete team. And you guys all, I think everybody mentioned this team, but nobody wanted to give them the credit. And it's the Buccaneers. It's Brady's team. I mean, if you look at it, they got the most complete offense, most complete defense. And when it comes time to the playoffs, what team is going to be able to run the ball when they need to run the ball if they got to go somewhere cold weather? What team has the weapons on the outside to throw it all over the place? And what team, when healthy, can actually match up, get pressure, and match up on the outside on defense?
Well, their secondary is a little questionable now.
But the pass rush isn't that questionable when they're right. And
you're right.
I think the Buccaneers, if you look at it top to bottom, it's either the Buccaneers or the Packers or somehow the Patriots. Somehow Bill Belichick always keeps them in the conversation, despite they shouldn't be there offensively, but somehow they are.
Well, if Brady wins another one, is he the greatest athlete of all time in all sports?
No. I can't give someone that's not athletic greatest athlete of all time. I'm sorry. I refuse, bro. You gotta at least be athletic to get greatest athlete of all time. Bro.
So Dale Earnhardt isn't an athlete
to you.
Look, that's a separate conversation. But I love that conversation. I had that conversation the other day at work. What really defines a sport or an athlete? Because to me, a sport needs an offense and a defense. Otherwise, it's just a competition. Otherwise, it's just saying, "Hey, I can hit this ball closer to the hole than you can hit this ball closer to the hole." So without a defense, I don't know if I consider it a sport. I don't know if that's the textbook definition. But I'm
That's
interested
another
to hear people's opinion, because
See,
in my
if
opinion,
that's the
if I
case-
can't stop you, then it's not really a sport. It's just a competition.
But can you be in that? Okay, in that same premise, could you be the greatest athlete with only having to play one side of that coin? Like if all I do is play offense, can I even be the greatest athlete then? If a sport has to have an offense and a defense, don't I at least have to be able to play
both? That's
and defense to be the greatest athlete? You know what I'm saying? So
that means
the
Carmelo's
greatest
the
athlete
greatest athlete.
conversation gets real nuanced, and I like that point because of it. But that conversation get real nuanced. That's why I'm still gonna go with Jordan when we talking about greatest athlete of all time. I gotta.
Nah, I can't. I gotta put a boxer.
If we're talking greatest athlete,
I gotta go with Venus.
I gotta go Dion. I gotta go Dion.
Not even
Prime
Serena.
time.
I mean Serena, my bad, not
I'm going
Venus.
with Venus.
I'm an older sibling, so but yeah, I gotta go with Serena.
I'm gonna go with Carmelo. The way he beat
Carmelo,
the greatest boxer of all time.
Oh, I thought you said Carmelo. Canelo?
No, Carmelo.
He's not the greatest boxer of all time. I can't give him greatest athlete, but he's one of the best of this generation for sure.
It's definitely prime time.
Debatable.
Michael Jordan.
Or I mean, honestly, Bo Jackson got to be in this conversation too. I think anybody.
Where's the defense in that?
Tony Hawk, bro.
If you're trying to be diverse,
you sounding less and less smart. Trying to sound smart right now.
You guys are like just skipping some of the greats, man. So somebody has to be.
Hold on, Messi. Messi's better than Michael Jordan.
I mean, he's in the conversation.
Okay.
He's in the conversation for damn sure.
I can entertain Messi, but then you got people that's going to say Pele was better than Messi. So you at least got to be the unquestioned top in your sport for me to be like, is Messi the best soccer player of all time? I know some people that's going to take Pele. Some others are going to take Ronaldo over Messi. Like
Ronaldo. Nah, but I still take.
I don't think Jordan's the unquestioned best NBA player of all time. I think that's
not no more.
I think that question gets debated quite often.
I mean, I'm gonna bring this thing full circle. How is Tom Brady not considered if he goes back and this is arguably one of the hardest sports to get to a championship in? If he goes back and wins another one, why are we talking about him in like with any other body? Period. Like he's done it at the highest level.
Because you put a tricky word in there, and that word is athlete. And I'm not giving Tom Brady the greatest athlete in anything.
Tom Brady don't wash his socks when he get athlete's feet.
You use your mind.
Maybe
anybody can get athlete's feet, T. That don't count. That's just what the damn thing is called, man.
Most successful athlete, I'm willing to entertain that. I mean, but greatest athlete of all time, bro?
No, I wouldn't even. You cannot put the word athlete in it. Most accomplished professional sports player. I'm not giving Tiger greatest athlete either.
No,
I'm not doing it.
No, what I'm saying is, if I'm talking Tom Brady, then I'm putting guys like Tiger Woods into the conversation.
You absolutely should.
That's cool, but I'm taking Mike over both of them. Like I'm taking Michael Jordan over. No, but maybe Muhammad Ali though.
Michael Jackson.
I think Floyd May can enter the conversation too. People aren't going to want to put him in there, but he's another guy that can enter the conversation.
In fact, he went undefeated for such. 50
nah, B, that's a great point, bro. Most accomplished, but not the greatest athlete. He ain't better than Serena.
No.
Yeah, I can buy that.
I mean, he's not the greatest athlete in his own sport.
I mean, arguably
the greatest athlete on any of his teams.
Arguably, one of my favorite traits about an athlete is their determination, their will to win, and their discipline to it. And Tom Brady is arguably the greatest at that. You know what I'm saying? He's up there with the Jordans and the Kobe. So I hear what you're saying. You got to run. You got to be flexible. You got to be able to pull a hamstring. So whatever.
Nah, it's not even that. He's athletic in the sense of he can throw. He's had an arm.
Vintage throwbacks.
Like all that is athleticism in a sense, but he never had the greatest arm. He never was looked at as the greatest thrower or the most accurate. Like as a physical talent, Tom Brady, even at his peak, was never the best in his sport. Just like we were talking about in the last segment, like I can't really put you in that conversation if you were never the best in your sport at any given time. Most accomplished, absolutely not a question. but Brady was never looked at, even at his peak, as a better quarterback than or as the best quarterback in the league at any given time.
I wouldn't go that far, bro. Brady's had some years where he's been the
We
best.
can go back each season, bro.
Bruh, he's had multiple seasons of being the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he set the passing touchdown record, didn't he, 1 year? I mean, he's got the most touchdowns of all time. I mean, he went 16-0 in the regular season. I mean, come on, bro. He's had years of being the best quarterback, but I think you do make a good point. He's definitely never been the best athlete in the NFL. If we're talking athlete, but how we define an athlete? I mean, T just threw in the
Jim Thorpe
as the deciding factor of athleticism.
Jim Thorpe was a good one, man. I mean, you Google Jim Thorpe and what he did was incredible, man. But like, if all I see is picture you in like black and white, you're not in the conversation. We're talking about my generation. Jim Thorpe, cool. Arguably, Jim Thorpe is probably the greatest athlete of all time. I mean, if on paper, just if measurables on paper, ability to do multiple things.
I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but what's shorty that changed the rule in the Olympics? Short, miniature, what's her name? We
Talk
just talking about her. Yes.
Yeah, Simone Biles. She's
Simone
in the
Biles
conversation too. I mean, they were
She
just
will
calling her
have
the
to.
greatest athlete of all time. Just a few months
She
ago.
changed the rule of how she performs, like where you just can't do certain things. Yeah, I mean, what do we put in these athletes when you change rules, or when you just change the game and how it's played?
Yo, we was talking about some things that we should do. I think Rome brought this conversation up not too long ago. Like some things that we should do for an end of the year special type of thing, for like a New Year's episode. Maybe we should have an episode where we just do tons of different rankings, man. Where we rank the greatest athletes. We rank the top 10 NBA players, top 10 NFL all time, and we just do a whole bunch of different rankings so we can like put this to bed as far as gas is concerned, man.
It'll never go to bed.
It'll never,
Never.
An athlete every year.
Never.
There's always somebody new coming in.
It'll never go to bed, but at least we could like this conversation.
We'll know where everybody stands.
Because by y'all standards, y'all telling me Cordell Stewart was better than Tom Brady. He catch pass, return a kick.
Nah. We're not saying that. You're oversimplifying what we're saying.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about Tom Brady, right? In his 20-year career, right? He's led the league in passing yards 4 times. He's led the league in touchdowns 5 times. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like
this starting to crush your little theory there, Rome.
Okay, so if you look at any other quarterback that goes this length of time, they have a better list of league leading stats.
Other quarterbacks don't play
does.
this amount. Other quarterbacks don't play this amount.
And that's really why Brady is quote unquote better than everyone, is because of his longevity. It's not because
that's part of being an athlete.
It's not because of any individual season. Like some of the seasons that Aaron Rodgers have had.
This is why you deserve Taylor Heineke.
Spectacular.
This is exactly why you get Dwayne Haskins and Taylor Heineke and
Ep83.
Yeah, like Jason Campbell's, Keith Schuler's.
You got
Jason Campbell wasn't even a bad quarterback.
See what I mean? You guys don't appreciate good quarterback.
Jason Campbell got done dirty, man.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. Say Tom Brady only led the league in passing 4 times and then only led the league in touchdowns 5 times. I don't know, bro. It's just like disproving your whole theory right there, bro.
Nah, bro. That's not. You would have thought he had a much wider array of league leading stats than 3 or 4 times out of 20-some years.
What about wins?
Who's done it 5 times in a career? Like who's led the league in passing 5 times in a career?
I mean, I would be willing to say Aaron Rodgers is probably one of those people.
I'm gonna say Peyton Manning.
I don't know.
No,
Peyton Manning's probably up there.
Probably like a Marino.
If you look at the quarterbacks that Brady played with throughout his career, he was always compared to Peyton. He was always compared to Aaron. There was always a guy that was right there neck and neck. It was never just Brady's the man.
Y'all just compared Pat Mahomes to Justin Herbert.
I
still stand by that.
That was not me.
I'm gonna have to say But that was so disrespectful, bro.
No,
I'm still not over
yes,
that.
I could. He's one game. He's one game behind him. It's still comparable.
Here you go with the one game.
It's still comparable.
Hey,
It's still very comparable.
Falling off the rails. I feel like we had another topic. I feel like we had one more to get in.
Nah, we skipped over the AFC playoff picture.
Oh no, it was your man. It was your man, Sleepy Joe.
Oh, we gonna skip over AFC playoff picture? No love for the AFC.
We did. We might have to get. I mean, we can jump into AFC.
Yeah, we can cover it.
Yeah, let's jump into it real quick, man. Because the AFC playoff picture might be even more lit than the NFC playoff picture. To keep it a buck.
Oh, I got to pull it back. I had to pull it up.
My Super Bowl.
Right now,
my Super Bowl
pick.
pick.
The Patriots at number 1, Titans at number 2, Chiefs number 3, Ravens number 4, Chargers number 5. First wild card is the Chargers. Second wild card is the Colts. And the last wild card is my Super Bowl prediction, the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, don't forget the Browns. They're right there.
The Browns are right there at 7-6 as well, chasing the Bills. And you also got the Bengals at 7-6, as well as the Broncos, who might be the surprise team right now at 7-6. So 3 7-6 teams, similar to how the NFC East, how the NFC is with 6 and 7 teams. They have 3 7-6 teams in the AFC with the Steelers at 6-6-1 outside looking in. So let's talk about it, man. Which one of these teams outside looking in is most likely to steal one of these wild card spots? You say the Browns, the Bengals, or the Broncos, or the Steelers?
I would have to go with the Bengals. I'm not too big of a believer in the Bengals just because for me it's kind of like the Browns. Those football teams in Ohio, they gotta prove it to me before I can really, bet money on them. But I like what I've seen from the Bengals, and I definitely believe in Joe Burrow. So I would say out of those 3 teams, I'd be riding with the Bengals to get in.
Who would over who? Who's
Bills.
coming out?
Over the Bills. The Bills are falling apart. Wow. I wasn't a believer in them in the beginning of the season. And they can't run the ball. I'm not a fan of teams that can't run the football at this time of year. Yeah. Especially when you're in a cold weather area. Like you should be building your team around running the football, or at the very least have some type of running game. And the Bills' running game is Josh Allen, and that's not going to get you far.
I think this situation stands pat. I think the teams that are out stay out. I think the teams that are in stay in. The Colts will run the ball, and they're going to run the ball. So I think they stay in. That style of football is perfect for this time of year. The Bills are the team that could slip out, but I believe in Josh Allen and Diggs, and I think that team is better than the Bengals and the Browns. I don't have much faith in the Browns as an organization. So I think it stands pat.
I'm gonna say the Browns kick out the Bills.
Whoa.
Yeah, that defense still good. They have a decent running game that's coming together. Y'all just talked about the running game.
That's true.
So we're not gonna sit here and act like the Browns running game is bad. And if we're looking at the schedule, right, the Bills got to see the Patriots one more time. And they might just lose to the Patriots though, because they have the Patriots, the Jets, and the Falcons.
Jets
and the Panthers. So they might get
two teams that are ready to go to Cancun.
Right. The Giants and the Jets. I hate you guys.
Hey, well, I think I'm going a little different with this one. I see a lot of movement that's about to happen in this AFC playoff picture, and I think that
the Colts don't make it though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think every team except the Bills end up getting kicked out of that playoff picture. I don't think the Chargers are gonna make it. I don't think the Colts are gonna make it. I see the Bengals still in the spot, and I still think the Steelers somehow end up still in the spot, man. Me and T was at the bar together watching that game, and the Steelers, no matter what happened to them, I told T, bro. I looked T in his eye and I said, bro, this game is not over, bro. He was like, bro, this game is over. I'm like, bro, trust me, this game is not over. And what did the Steelers do? Battled all the way back. And if it wasn't for Pat Fryermuth's slippery hands, you know what I mean? The Steelers would have stole that game. And I still got some hope for the Steelers, to be honest. So I think every team except the Bills, ends up out of that playoff picture. And I got the Bengals and I got the Steelers both hopping in and grabbing those two spots. But it'll be interesting because those teams are so close, not only in record but also in talent, in my opinion.
Talent, yep.
Yeah, those are all good teams in the like. You got some teams in the NFC hunt that are like, man, you know. But in that AFC hunt, those are some good teams, bro. So we're gonna see.
Hey, so you ready for this, Bryce? Here's a run the tape moment for you. Here's a little excitement for y'all right quick. So let's get back to this Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert talk right quick, because I just looked up a little stats, and I'm gonna even do your favorite thing. I'm gonna put a dub on the line, because as we know, it's the Chiefs and the Chargers for the second time this season on Thursday Night Football. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the dub on the line. You like taking dubs, right? Let's put the dub on it for this game. But before we do that, let me just read you a little bit of stats, a little bit of facts from this season. Because as Bryce would tell you, Pat Mahomes is a Super Saiyan. Like you can't compare nobody to this man, right? So their head-to-head matchup earlier this season, Pat Mahomes 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, under 300 yards. Justin Herbert 281 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Then you take a look at what they've done this season overall, not just head-to-head. Less interceptions, Justin Herbert. More passing yards, Justin Herbert. Highest completion percentage, Justin Herbert. More touchdown passes, Justin Herbert. Oh, but they can't be compared. I think the comparison is very real. And I'm gonna ride with Justin Herbert. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna reach a little bit, and I'm gonna ride with Justin Herbert to sweep Pat Mahomes this year.
Men lie, women
for
lie.
The division,
but numbers don't lie, baby.
And you know what I mean? Numbers don't lie. So I'm gonna keep rocking with Justin Herbert, because the more I look at this comparison, I'm really starting to feel it even more. I was thinking it was Mahomes and then Herbert, but I'm starting to think Herbert getting a little closer to Mahomes than even I realized at first.
All right. Well,
so what do you say to the dub?
Let's put a little perspective on that, right? You know whose name you could replace Herbert's with in every stat you just mentioned? Matt Stafford. And you seem to hate that guy, don't you? So we can start there. We can start there. You know who else's name you can replace in all those?
That boy went to law school.
And just about all those stats you just mentioned. You can also replace the name Derek Carr as well, man, because he's better than Justin Herbert in passing yards and completion percentage. So we're gonna start saying that Derek Carr is the next best quarterback. No, we're not. And since you want to give out a dub, man, just take my Cash App down, bro. I'll take it down, bro. I didn't know you was handing out dubs just in time for Christmas, but
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, bro. I'll put that dub in my stocking, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead and put that in the black book. Don't forget it neither. I expect that money bright and early Friday morning, man.
Hey, listen. When the Chiefs blow the Chargers out. Matter of fact, I just picked up the Chiefs defense in one of my fantasy football leagues. I'm in my money league where I grinded it out to the playoffs. Wasn't supposed to be there, but a late addition of my guy Rashad Penny got me pretty right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and start the Chiefs defense just because Rome getting spicy on the airwaves.
Hey, hopefully Bryce is telling the truth, because I need someone who has Justin Herbert as a starting quarterback to lose this week. So I'm gonna go with Bryce on this one.
All right. Well, I think T said we had one more topic to go before we get on out of here, man. And it's T's favorite president of all time, man. So Joe Biden, aka Sleepy Joe, man. And let's get into it real quick, man. I want to get some thoughts on these on this student loans, man. So I'm gonna kick it to the biggest Sleepy Joe fan I know, my guy T Boogie, man. Break down the student loans, bro.
I think that's a mischaracterization of my sentiments on the president. But I will say I don't have no student loan debt personally. But yeah, man. To be quite honest and quite objective. It seemed like my guy pulled a switcheroo, and I will say part of this probably has to do with Omicron and all these variants of the virus and things now opening back up. So college students, degree holders, you got to pay up, man. All right, we're not getting work from home and no student loans. Pick your poison here, fellas, and that's just what it is. All right, you go back to the office if you want your student loan debt paid off. That's essentially what my man Sleepy Joe's telling you.
Yeah, but I guess the ironic thing about that, and I ain't mad at people having to pay their student loans, bro. I always thought it was unrealistic, but you know, when you run on certain campaign promises, I don't know if he necessarily promised student loan forgiveness, but he definitely mentioned it a few times. You know what I mean? And when that's
Nah, he promised it.
Yeah, he
okay,
promised
when
it.
that's one of your talking, when that's one of your main talking points, and then I look at my my account, my email, my Gmail, and I got a message from Nelnet talking about brace yourself, your payments are starting this month. I'm like, hold up, bro, my payments. I thought this was getting forgiven. I thought I was getting forgiveness, man. What happened, Sleepy?
Look,
Sleepy,
man,
come on,
God
bro.
forgives, Joe Biden doesn't. All right.
I love that. New header.
I see it. At the end of the day, you can really only blame yourself for taking on student loan debt. When I mean, it's a lot of. I'm not gonna get in there if you need college or not. I ain't even gonna do that. But
A lot of bait and switch.
I'm just gonna say, like, you know, at the end of the day, man, pay your student loans, and you know, it's something that you knew you were gonna have when you took it on. You didn't take out student loans thinking you never gonna have to pay them back. So
folks with student loan debt, why don't you? I mean, because there's a massive chorus of complaining. Why don't everybody just say nobody's paying? None of us. What they gonna do?
yeah.
Can't buy a house. Can't buy a car.
This generation don't need a house. Like you don't need a house.
You
That's
like Kanye out here, huh? You can live out your bag.
I'm just saying.
Couch?
Look, once upon a time, a house was the pathway to generational success, and you pass that thing down, and you know it'd be stability, for your family. That's not the case anymore. Like, there's a new rules, new era. If everybody say, man, they stormed the Capitol, and y'all gonna still pay y'all student loans, y'all crazier than me. Couldn't be me. Come get it from me.
Yeah, only thing
So
is
you might be onto something.
affect
You might be onto something.
You when your student loans start hitting your credit, then you're affected a little differently. You know what I'm saying? So,
Bruh. I got credit in the streets.
That's what I'm talking about.
credit in the streets ain't gonna be
go ahead,
pre-approved for your car. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be paying
Go ahead, T.
$800 a month for
Look,
a Camry.
These student loan guys, degree holders, right? Why be each other's credit? I mean, you already go funding each other. You know what I'm saying?
There's a whole bunch of Poindexters messing up the whole flow.
Look,
we could all cheat the system if it wasn't for a Poindex right now, man. That's a fact.
Start a minority lender, and we don't count anything with student loans. All right, your credit report, everything except student loans. If you don't pay your car, we go count that. But if you don't pay going to
No repossessions,
Johnson and Wells or Coppin State, no, you good, bro. We feel you.
It's kind of revolutionary today, so I'm really not mad at you, man. I appreciate this side of you. I do appreciate that. But hey, man, Sleepy Joe pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes with this one. If you believe this, just be honest. If you believe this to begin with, I don't know, bro. The man told me a lot of lies because the man told me if I didn't vote for him, I wasn't black. And I looked at myself, I was like, I think either way. I think I'm black either way. I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. Joe Bishop, bro.
I mean, look, to be perfectly honest, man, odds are an old white guy's not going to be your savior. You know what I'm saying? This is that's just the odds. But at the end of the day, like I said, I honestly believe this has a lot to do with the deficit. And I think they just increased it 2.5 trillion. You know what I'm saying? I think student loan debt is like 1.5 trillion or something. I think it's related. But like I said, you're not going to get work from home. Which one would you rather have? Student loans gone or you back in the office?
I'm gonna
Price
go with, C. Neither.
Student loans gone.
All right. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just feel like one of the main things is, like, with presidential races, and if you ask me, it's all fugazi, bro. So don't even get me started on presidential races. But when you run on something, when you're running on something, you're making promises, and you don't make not a near an effort to make those promises come to light. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild to me, bro. That's wild to me. And I think like I said, I knew what time it was when he told me I wasn't black if I ain't vote for him. It was like, damn, bro, that's how you feel. Like, but yeah, to each his own, man. I ain't mad at anybody for voting either way. just know that we all in this game, man. We all in this game. You can opt in or out, man. If you want to keep playing it. But I wouldn't wear my heart on my sleeve in this game. This game right here.
Joe Biden hit y'all with a sham guard.
What would you tell Joe Byron right now?
Nah, I didn't see that one.
That shit gigs, the bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Nah, Joe Biden, man.
Joe Biden I thought Trump was funny, bro, but Joe Biden is going down as one of the funniest presidents of all time, too. Because I saw this one video. He was at some sort of UN conference, and like my man was really just dozing off in front of everybody. My man was he was looking like me in Spanish too.
You didn't see the thing where I think it was somebody from the UK said he farted in a meeting. He fell asleep and farted. Yeah.
Hey, y'all know my man Joe Dirty.
Yeah, he farted in a meeting, bro. That's the president of the United States, man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I
can't even fart in a meeting.
He also did call Satchel Paige the great Negro of the time. And I don't know if anyone found any comedy.
I saw that.
But was Satchel Paige a great Negro?
Hey, not even a great Negro. The great Negro of the time. He was only a great Negro for that time and that time only, bro. Now, right now, he ain't no great Negro, but at the time, that was a great Negro.
I mean, he wasn't Barry Bonds.
Joe Biden out here trying to lose his next election. What does it say about the country that we're gonna have two presidents back to back, only serve one term?
I don't know, bro.
I don't think Biden's getting reelected.
You know what I'm running on, Scrub?
Death of a dynasty.
Bryce for president 2024, the great Negro of the time. Vote for me, baby.
Hey, we got to get gas in the White House.
That's my campaign. The greatest Negro of the time.
Dang.
Joe Biden. Would I win the black vote with that? If I tell my black people you're not black if you don't vote for me?
No.
You're not black if you don't vote for the greatest Negro of the time.
That don't hit the same coming from a black man.
That's the sad part.
That is the sad part.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Oh man. Let's wrap this thing up, man. I don't know, Bryce. You're always good at this. Where can you find us?
Well, if you want to find the greatest Negro of the time, y'all know where to find us, man. At Good Ass Sports on all social medias. Anywhere that there's a search bar at this point. If there's a search bar, so I don't care what computer, I don't care if you're on your work computer. Go in that search bar and type Good Ass Sports. They ain't gonna think nothing of it. They're not gonna research your searches, man. Good Ass Sports anywhere you can find us, man. Gas Sports.
You talking
Network,
like Biden.
Gas Sports Network if you need the app. Really, no. You need the app because we got some crazy things going. Hey, shout out to our most recent development at Gas. The Gas T. Maybe I should let you intro this, but we got an AAU basketball team, man.
Yeah,
we all-stars, man. Like, hey, yes. We do what don't we do, baby?
I mean, it's sports, right? It's for the culture. Yeah, we got Gas Elite All-Stars, man. Looking forward to a great AAU season. Right now, we're in the gym playing a couple leagues. We're just really gearing up for that AAU season. I can't wait for y'all to see the jerseys, though. But yeah, we're gonna put them kids out there and invest into the youth and do this thing the right way.
Yeah, for sure. We about to come up with a little link where you guys can donate to the Gas Sports, the Gas Elite All-Stars basketball team, man. It's gonna be big. Not only are we gonna have the team, we're gonna be running the games directly off the app. We're gonna have a dope little mini series focused on the team. Where hopefully we can get it on Snapchat and all the other different places where you can watch mini series. So we got some big things planned for that, man. Stay tuned. The network's only getting bigger and better. At Good Ass Sports everywhere. T, did I miss anything? I don't
know. You can get the Gas Christmas playlist on Spotify.
Yes, sir. That thing cranking.
You're right. We're gonna run that out through the rest of the year. Turn that on with your family, and hear some of these Christmas classics, man. Tis the season.
Oh, I got one more thing I want to before we sign off, man. Shout out to Slovenia and shout out to the Philippines, man. Those are our biggest consumers of the audio files in the world outside the United States, of course. So hey, shout out to all the fans in the Philippines and Slovenia of all places. We rocking with you. We rocking with you, Slovenia.
Right.
Couldn't even point Slovenia out on the map, but vote for me.
Yeah, man. Shout out
Filipino
to,
president.
yeah, man. Gas World Takeover, baby. We on our way.
Well, y'all know how we end every episode, man. Sports for the culture.
Sports
for the culture.
Sports for the culture.